All right. Well, it looks like we have a full house today. We got 97 people in here right now. I believe we have a space for 3 more people, and then the room will be locked. No more people will be able to get in. So if you're late and watching the recording, I'm sorry you couldn't get in. You can try to come in a little bit earlier next time. Okay, so yeah, good. So how many people are new here today? First time coming to my webinars. I was actually afraid I won't be able to get back into the room because it's full, and I was like, what if I can't get in? Okay, wow, there's a lot of people here first time. The screen will begin in a bit. Okay, me from Kuwait first time, Nairobi, great. Raja, Kenya, India, all right. First time from UK, Inobong, good. Max Singh, Toronto, welcome. Peru, Australia, wow, lots of people. Great. Excellent. So, well, for those of you who are new, today's session is going to be on correlation. Usually we make our sessions based on what I see everyone wants. So it seems like correlation was a topic that was picked last week. So we're going to go over correlation. How many of you guys have finished the fast track course on ForexWatchers.com? Yeah, done? How was it? 75%. Nishi, the fast track course is just on ForexWatchers.com. You just click this button here, start the course. It's free, and there's little short videos that will help you go through all the education you need to get you thinking in the right direction at least. Okay, Chris Judge, good. A while ago on Udemy. Okay, good. This time also on YouTube. Yeah, all of our videos end up on YouTube anyways. Sharp, quick question. Is the video going to be available offline for those who are unable to attend? Absolutely. So again, those of you who are watching the recording, I apologize for those who couldn't attend it because the room is full, and video is available for recording. So, I am currently in Montreal. San Diego. I'm gonna be in San Diego in September. In October and November, I'm gonna be in Japan, Tokyo for a few days, and then traveling throughout, and then back to Tokyo. So if you guys are in those cities, let me know. Plans to come to Maldives? Yes, I will be coming there with my girlfriend. I probably will be there for a week, but I don't know if I'm going to be meeting people in Maldives. But yeah, if you're there, I don't mind catching up in Maldives as well. Inobong Forest Watcher Forum is also full. Yes. So how many of you guys are actually members of Forex Watchers now? Anyone from Forex Watchers here? Pinar, yes, welcome. Larissa, welcome. Max, you're on the waiting list. Okay, yeah. So we've taken in 5 people last month, as we said, and then rooms are full now. We cannot take any more, but we will take in more people towards the end of the month because we like to give personal attention as much as we can to each individual as much as possible. So we limit the amount of people who can come in. It's a training grounds. It is elite because it's not just me, but it's also my staff and every senior trader at Forex Watchers that gives attention to each individual in their webinars on a day-to-day basis and stuff like that. So, and you guys are always welcome to talk to any of the Forex Watchers members to, get an idea of how are things on the inside and stuff like that. So, all right. So we've been talking for like 10 minutes. Shall we get started? Let's get some correlation education in. No plans for Africa yet, Thomas, but I do really want to come see Africa. So hopefully soon. All right. Ghana precisely. Okay, sure. Yeah, I have some really good friends from Ghana. Very nice people. Very friendly. Okay. Nigeria. Okay. All right. So let's take a look at correlation. Now, I'm going to show you guys something that I've also recorded a video for you guys. So remember guys, those of you who are watching this video and those of you who are here live, and everything that we do here, it comes with an article on ForexWatchers and more trading examples. So I've actually made examples on correlation for you guys with me actually trading. That's going to be available as soon as this webinar is done. Give me like an hour or two to upload the video. And then I'll have this video along with the examples posted. Yeah? Okay. So, here we go. Now, what is correlation? Let's start with the basics. What is correlation? Okay, what do you guys think correlation is? And why is it important? More money? Why is it important? Why would anyone increase their workload? Right? Like, if you already know how to do technical analysis, why would you increase your workload? Pairs that go in the same direction. Okay, the stuff I'm going to teach you guys today is very crucial. It's something I've been only for years. I've been teaching only to the members at ForexWatchers, but this time I'm going to open it up to the public. Yeah? So listen very carefully. Take notes if you have to. It is recorded, and we'll go into in-depth details on why, how, and everything. Yeah? Shall we begin? Yeah. So, correlation. Correlation, yes, is interrelated. Everything is connected. Okay? Because we're not, everyone, when they look at a currency pair, for example, Euro USD and Pound USD, they treat it like a single instrument when it's actually not. It belongs to a whole another thing. Like the word euro from Euro USD is a whole thing by itself. The word US dollar from Euro USD is a whole world by itself. You need to understand these worlds before learning to say, I know how to trade Euro USD. It's not a single instrument, so we need to get that right first. Okay? Once we understand that concept, that it's not a single instrument and we need to treat it as if it's part of something, things will start to make a little bit more sense. So, shall we do some examples? I'm gonna show you guys how I do it. I'm gonna give you guys the pairs I look at, and then we'll go into some examples, yeah? Alright, so, first things. This is, for example, let me open up just Euro. It'll be easier. Euro. All right. So let's proceed. Let's proceed. So here's Euro. Where do you guys see Euro USD going? There are holes in it. Okay, where do you guys see Euro USD going? 60-minute chart. Okay, it looks like a range. What about overall? Short term is up. Okay, down. All right. All right. So when we look at this, we always look at this as a down. Large ass down movement. We always look at this as a down. The reason why is because it's below support equals resistance still. And it's a downtrend. So this is viewed as a downtrend. Okay? Next thing. Euro CAD. Uptrend. From this view. Euro Yen. Uptrend. Euro Aussie. Downtrend. So let's label these. Down, down, up, up. This looks like a range. And finally up. Right? So do we have a standard bias on what the euro is trying to do? So the pairs I'm looking at are Euro against USD, Canadian dollar, Japanese yen, the British pound, New Zealand dollar, Aussie dollar, and if you want, the Swiss franc. These are the most strongest economies. Yeah. Yeah, 3 out of 6. Not a good score, right? Yeah, it's not what we call a control pair. It's a pair that's being dragged around. It's not control. Okay, so the world is not focused on euro. But Which ones are the ones that are moving heavily? Which of these pairs are? Would you say Euro New Zealand is moving heavily? No, right? Which ones are moving heavily? We got Euro Yen, Euro Pound, and Euro Aussie. These three are moving heavily. Okay. So what I did yesterday was when I looked at all of this same stuff. I have a video for this. I went to Euro Aussie last night. And I opened up Aussie, I opened up Aussie group just to check Aussie because Euro didn't show me anything. So I went to the Aussie group. Opened up the 60-minute and I was like, show me something. And I saw on the 60-minute Aussie USD up. Aussie CAD up. Aussie Yen up. Euro Aussie down, which is the same thing because Aussie is on the right side. It's not on the left side, which means Aussie is strong here. Here, same thing. Aussie is on the right side, and that means if the chart is going down, Aussie is strong. Is anyone confused about that? Do you guys know what that means? The down means correct? Yes? If anyone's confused, tell me now. I will explain it quickly. Okay. All right. So, each chart has two things. Okay, there's a currency pair on the left and a currency pair on the right. The left one is what we call the base currency, and the other one is a counter currency. So the chart always represents the base currency. If the chart is going up, that means the left one is getting stronger, the right one is getting weaker. If the chart is going down, the left one is getting weaker, the right one is getting stronger. Simple enough? So the chart will always represent the left currency. Okay? So because Aussie dollar is on the right side here, it represents the Australian dollar is getting stronger. So we have strong here, strong here, strong here, strong here, strong here, and strong here. Right? So, would we say Australian dollar is where the world is looking at? Now, who do you think the world is? When I say the world is looking at this currency pair, who do you think is involved in all this stuff? These are people with information, access to information, banks, hedge funds, smart investors, rich Chinese factory owners. These are people with access to information. Okay? Now, we don't have access to the information as normal people. I mean, maybe one of my staff does because he was an ex-banker. He probably still gets information from his colleagues, but we don't have that kind of information anymore, or access to that kind of information. So we need to look for it, and correlation is the best way to look for that information, to be like, why is the world removing or adding money from a certain currency? Okay? I don't really focus too much on the why, but I focus on where the action is. And now we see the action is on Aussie. Now, how did we get to Aussie? From the Euro group, right? So we started from the Euro group and we're like, not so good. Ended up on the Aussie group. In the Aussie group, we're looking at everything. Now, the next thing we want to do is look at things in a technical manner. Which looks the strongest Aussie out of all of them? Yeah, pound Aussie, correct. Joe, Aussie Yen's okay as well. Aussie CAD is pretty okay too. All right, now pound Aussie. Why does pound Aussie come to mind when we think the strongest one? Why pound Aussie? Why not the others? The retracements. You know, the retracements weren't so big. Now take a look at this. When Aussie USD was going up, it goes up, sellers push. It goes up, sellers push. It goes up, sellers push a lot. It goes up, push, goes up, sellers push, it goes up. It keeps going up, but then the sellers keep pushing. Now, in here, when Aussie is going strong, look at how many times the buyers push and how much. As if the buyers don't exist. Which tells you Aussie is in complete control over here. Pound is extremely weak, probably. We don't know that yet. We haven't checked it yet. But pound is probably weak, but Aussie is extremely in control. Now, why does that matter? So, here's the trick questions now. Why does that matter? So, here's the thing I'm going to teach you guys that I only taught Forex Watchers members for years after years after years. Why does that information matter? Any guesses? To choose a trade, strength for trend, leading pair, strong trend. To trade only the strength. Okay. Last night, I traded Aussie CAD for a buy. Okay, now watch carefully, and if you have to take notes, take notes. Last night I traded Aussie CAD for a buy. I wanted to buy right there, and I did. Okay, I wanted to buy right there. Do you notice a difference if I put my mouse here? Let me put my line right there on Aussie CAD, and I'm going to put the same line on Aussie USD. Do you notice a difference between how this looks on Aussie USD versus how that looks on Aussie CAD? What's the difference? Yeah. Deep movement. Yeah. If you're picking the right pair, you're not going to get these big spike outs to stop you out. These probes, these spike outs, these fake outs that people call, every Tom, Dick, and Harry on the internet creates a strategy around them, but they don't know why it's there. They don't know why it shows up. They don't know why these spike outs happen. All they do is, oh, it's a fake out. This is what the big boys do, and it's an indication for us to trade after the spike out. How do you know the spike out is going to happen on that pair? How do you know it's going to happen today or tomorrow? Everyone's doing it like a headless chicken. Doesn't it make a lot more sense when you have the information? So, does it make sense how the strength really makes a difference on how much the chart can pull back? And that gives you a heads up on how much whipsaw you're going to get when you're trading it. So if you buy this, let's say Aussie USD right here. If you buy it right there, okay, thinking that, oh, it's a support equals resistance area, I'm just going to hit the buy right there. Okay, and then this thing spikes down, stops you out, and then it goes long. What's going to happen to most people? You know, most people will keep thinking, oh, I had the right idea, my stop loss was too tight. And then what happens? The next trade, wider stops, wider stops, wider stops. Oh yeah, it's my broker. That's another one. My broker hates me. Like, he's picking on me. What else is there? What else are the traditional things that come out from a trader when this happens? I have bad luck. The trade did go up. I wanted to buy. The trade did go up, but it didn't work. Okay? Stop hunting. Exactly. Exactly. Right? So now you can see how all these things come up. All these things come up. So once we understand this information, you can understand now. Now, if you look at this one, Aussie CAD, when I say support equals resistance, oh, there we go, sorry. Can you guys see that support equals resistance there? Now, notice how this one doesn't have any spike outs. Okay, I took a small trade for you guys to see on this on my live account on Interactive Brokers. Took a screenshot just earlier today. Okay, this was the Aussie CAD, 2:50 a.m. in the night, which is pretty much London open. This is, what's this called, New York time. Took a position for 30,000 only on Aussie CAD. Took it all the way up to 7:30 in the morning. This is the price difference. Closed it out. I slept in this time. You know, I didn't want to stay awake for this, but I had the understanding of the idea, the correlation, the everything. I was like, putting this trade, I'm going to bed. You know, it's okay. Woke up in the morning, closed the trade, and here I am in the seminar in front of you guys. So it's good to know correlation, and of course that example of that video is gonna be in the article when this video is released as well. So moving forward, Aussie Yen is good. Now, some of you guys asked, why not pound Aussie? I think Fayaz, you asked that, right? Okay, pound Aussie. Hey Chris, you're just teasing now. No, I wanted to show you that when I teach something, I put my money where my mouth is, and you know, it's just a habit. But okay, pound Aussie, where we see the markets are in a strong downtrend here, right? Where we see a strong downtrend here. That same spot when I wanted to do that buy on Aussie CAD was this spot here, right there. Now, why did I choose Aussie CAD versus pound Aussie? Notice support equals resistance here is up here. Minor support equals resistance is here. So it's so far away from resistance, and it's yet so close to support. I didn't want to hit that at support. Yeah, I could have been wrong. Exactly. And a large stop loss. Fantastic. Good, very good, Fayaz. Fantastic. Yeah, and nothing. There's a possible of retracements there. Okay. Hossein, correct. Yeah, not as tradable as Aussie CAD, right? So now you guys are starting to get the idea. Now the same thing if you see on Euro Aussie was also a good potential around that same time, right there. But notice how this one, as for those who are saying supply and demand, well, here's a supply and demand area right here. Notice how it spikes out even outside the supply and demand area. Okay, unless you want to keep a super massive stop loss up there, you can. But notice how it also spikes outside of supply and demand area, you know, drop, base, drop. It's because the strength we saw, Euro is not a control pair. That's why a little bit of extra whipsaw. But it does go down, and when it goes down, and if you didn't make money, what's the point of knowing it's going to go down? It doesn't matter. Many people on the internet, when I see on the Forex forum, they just fight about the direction. They think it's going to go long, and when it goes long, they say, see, I told you. Yeah, but did you make money from it? That's all that matters. That's all that matters. So it's very good to know that if you know the information, can you make money from that information? If you cannot, then there's no point of knowing that information. It's just headache. Okay, so just keep that in mind and work towards using that information. Hussein, any harm to trade all the pairs based on Aussie CAD? You mean as a basket? Like taking everything as a buy at the same time when trading Aussie CAD? Yes, that is a little bit dangerous because, for example, if all the Aussies are strong, right? But what if US dollar is also strong? Then that can be a stop loss. It can start going down or something like that, or going into a range. So that's why you have to figure out which ones are the ones. Yeah. Sorry about that, John. Yeah, you're right. I'll full screen it when I'm talking about a certain pair. Yeah. So in essence, this technique that I'm teaching you is something that we call window shopping at ForexWatchers. It's like you know you have to buy a shoe, so you go out looking for the best shoe, right? Or you're just gonna buy any shoe. It's the same thing here. You know you have to buy Aussie, but which Aussie? That's what we do, window shopping. Make sense? And this window shopping was from a female trader with us, and we were using more extreme terminology, and she was like, this word doesn't make sense. And I was like, I don't know, what do you like to do? She's like, shopping. So we ended up naming it window shopping, and it's been around ever since. 2 years now, we've been calling it window shopping. We rename everything to make it more simple at ForexWatchers. Okay. But I find that currency strength may be strong for a session and may not be strong for another. Joe, that is correct. That's why you have to look at the currency strength based on your time frame. So for example, if you're looking at the 60 minutes, it can be valid for sessions, but not valid for days. But if you look at the 4 hours or the daily chart, you have a little bit more grip on what's going on during the day for multiple days. So you can gauge the engagement like that as well. Okay. Julie Mackey, which other currency for Aussie dollar? I just took the Aussie CAD, just this one. I didn't trade anything else. I just wanted to show you guys an example, so I quickly took a trade on this last night so I can share it. Okay, so let's take a look at some other pairs, yeah? So we saw pound was extremely weak. Let's check pound and let's see if that's really true across the board. Let me open up pound. Pound. Here we go. What I'm going to do to make the visual a little bit stronger, I'm going to make this 60-minute. What's the software? This is called TradingView. I don't use this. I just use this for webinars because it's easy for people to see. I use Interactive Brokers, this thing, Trader Workstation. But if you know, for charts, TradingView is great. You know, it's not bad. I've been using it for almost a few years, and if you're starting off, TradingView is the best, I would say. Okay, let me. Okay, so screenshot. Let me do a screenshot real quick. One moment. Okay, can everyone see my screen? I'm gonna be drawing a blue circle. Yeah, everyone see the blue circle? Fantastic. Okay, so that means we know this is gonna be a lot faster, and it's gonna be, because it's not screen sharing, it's just a picture sharing. Okay. All right, so Mbelal, what period SMA does you use? I don't use SMAs, I use EMAs, but I just use that randomly. It's just for visual ideas. I use 8 and 12 or 8 and 21 sometimes. I play around with it based on market conditions. Why EMAs? I saw it first on the list. So you chose the EMAs. It's a visual confirmation. I don't really use indicators. It's just for my eyes. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Pound USD. Okay, now in this one, for those of you who were asking me when they were confused last time, pound is on here is on the right side. So if the chart is going up, what does that mean for pound? For those of you who were confused, can you answer this? Very good, very good. Because this chart represents who? Exactly. It represents the left currency. So if the chart is going up, the left currency is strong, the right one is weak. Fantastic. Okay, so pound USD here, weak or strong? On this one. Weak. Pound CAD, weak or strong? Weak. Pound yen. Weak. Pound Aussie. Weak. Pound New Zealand. Weak. Euro pound. Weak. So, pound control pair extremely weak across the board. Aussie control pair extremely strong across the board. That's why when you put pound and Aussie together, it's just almost no pullback. They're just dying. They're just dropping. Could be two separate reasons of why this is happening. Aussie is because of some Aussie reason, pound is because of some pound reason. Robert, control pair basically means when it's a majority. So like pound, out of everything that we've seen, everything says weak. So that makes it a control pair. It's not being dragged around by other currencies. It is the currency that's making the move. Okay? Does that make it hard to get on at a good point? Paul, that's a very, very good question. Yes. And that's the reason why I never use the strongest one with the weakest one, because it becomes very hard to get in. It's very hard to get in. Or it's not hard to get in. It's not safe to get in. Let me put it that way. Maybe that's the right word. Okay, but excellent question. I like that. I like that you're thinking outside the box. Okay, but surely if it's leading, we know the direction. Yeah, but Chris, that's the thing, right? Knowing the direction is not the whole battle, because we need to get in somewhere without getting stopped out. So then timing becomes the next issue, right? So that becomes a critical piece as well. Okay, so far so good. Everyone understanding everything? No one's lost, yeah? There is a web page showing correlation on a daily basis. I used to use Oanda publicly, but then now we brought everything in-house. So at ForexWatchers, sorry, members, there we go. So once we bought this, yeah, Oanda is no longer reliable because it uses correlations, together. But here, let me. So good to see new members from last month. Very good. Welcome, welcome. Okay, here, let's take a look here. All right. So I'm gonna do this for 1 month. Okay. No, unfortunately, guys, this is not public content. This is only behind closed doors to the elite community, or elite training community, if you want to call it. What could that leading pair look like on a higher time frame? Is it possible to make a better trade from there? Yes, Chris, it is. But on a higher time frame, it's gonna look like there's no pullback. So, for example, if I say pound Aussie right here, I wanted to trade it last night. On a higher time frame, it'll just look like it's on the bottom of the candle. Oh, lower time frame. Yeah, you can do it on a lower time frame, but how do you know that this support won't snap it upwards? So going to a lower time frame, we will always find something, but the higher time frame support resistance has a much stronger weight. So I can't go lower yet. It won't work. Okay, now I'm saying that now, even though the chart went down, it's only because it's like a coin toss at that point, which means if I'm gonna hit that sell there, I'm not really certain in my heart that this thing is gonna work. I'm hoping it's gonna work because of correlation, but hope is not good for business. Okay, so we want to try to be as much as possible on the side where we have a little bit certain feeling for things. Okay, so yeah, you can play around with it a little bit until you start to pick up on why certain things and blah blah blah. Okay, are the 7 pairs correlation still working? 5 buys and 2 sells. For which one, Hussein? You're talking about Aussie? Okay. I know what you're talking about. You're referring to the pro trading strategy from the past, like Euro USD, Euro Yen, Aussie USD, and then USD CAD and USD Yen for USD CAD and USD CAD, USD Cent. No longer. They're no longer in sync because the world is no longer dominated by the US dollar market anymore. Why? I don't know why. I don't get into too much fundamentals, but I just follow the money. So the money is out of sync now. So that's why people who are trading the pro trading strategy, if you guys watch this correlation webinar, you guys can still use the pro trading strategy using correlation. Okay? So Julie, who's in sync? If I give you a sync today, it might not be accurate tomorrow or day after. We just have to look at our charts like we just did for pound and see, okay, everything is going together, which means pound seems to be very, very weak. So everything in pound is going to be weak, you know. So you can use correlation like that. Yeah, just follow the money. Follow the money. Okay? So, any questions so far? Any questions so far? Before we continue, let's go through some questions if there is any. The US sneezes, the whole world gets a cold. Yeah, well, hopefully we can be the pharmaceutical company, right? The ones who know what's going on and make the medicine. Okay. Barry Allen came to this webinar after watching the video. Good thing I joined this webinar before testing the pro trading strategy. Oh, fantastic. Good. Glad you're here and welcome. Enobong, Euro USD, and Pound USD sometimes do not go one way these days. Here's why. Take a look at this. That's a very good question also. You ready? Actually, I'm going to open this up. Voila. There we go. Let me know when you can see the chart. T.A. Murray, can we see this info anywhere else on the web, the currency strength? Yes, we're developing an app. I've been saying this for 6 months. I'm sorry, I can't find a programmer. But we have the design and everything ready. We just need the bloody app to be published. So we need to find a good programmer to get that out there. We'll put it out there. We'll make it cheap. We'll make it like I don't know, $5 or $10, like really, really cheap. And we'll publish it on the App Store. So then you guys will have access to our currency strength, not the ones that all the websites do it with their indicators and stuff. We use our own techniques on how to manually input these numbers. So Play Store, I don't know yet, but App Store we have it ready. We just need the programmer. So give me some time. I'll find a programmer. We'll get it done. Okay. So, yeah, the question. Sorry, I got off track. The question was from Inobong. Yes, Inobong. Euro pound, you said, right? So if you see Euro pound and you're saying Euro and Euro USD and Pound USD are not in sync sometimes. Here's why. When you see this, what is that? Right? In a range, what does it mean for the strength of euro? What does it mean for the strength of pound? In a range condition. It's the same. This is when the euro USD and pound USD is in sync. They're going together. But if you see this on euro pound, what does that mean for euro strength? What does that mean for pound strength? Strong, weak, that means they're opposite. That's the times when they are no longer going to be working together. Make sense? A very quick shortcut to see when they're in sync and not. Yeah, so hopefully that will answer your question quickly. Salim Muhammad, there is free currency strength indicator on Complete Currency Trader. Yeah, there's a bunch of them out there, but I've tested so many of them before I created my own because it's just so unreliable, all these other ones. You can use them if you like, you can try them, but I personally think a lot of them out there are indicator based and they're not human eye based. Like when we see stuff like this, we measure if it's a higher high, we measure if it's an uptrend, we measure if there's spikes out of it or not. We measure the flow of the strength of, what degree percentage is this. We measure so many things that when we see our currency strength versus someone else's who took only 2 seconds to do it, we see it's a very basic version of their currency strength. So shouldn't we look for a higher time frame for this, Hussein? Yes, higher time frames are always good to see, support and resistance and all that stuff to see where things will turn around from. And Bilal, in terms of correlation currencies, extreme strong versus extreme weak should be better to choose in trading, except in your opinion. No. If you use extreme strong and extreme weak, it's going to be very difficult to enter. You want to use something that's strong versus neutral, or less strong, or sorry, less weak. So a 7 strong versus like a 5 weak, something like that. You'll once you play with it, you'll get the hang of it. You'll start to see which one's the best one. All you have to do is trade twice, just twice, and you'll see all the charts, and you'll learn from your mistakes in just 2 trades, only 2 trades. Is it possible that stop hunting can mess with how strong we view a currency? Yes. Stop hunting has to do a lot with how much power the opposite side has. And how much power the opposite side has is not just based on support equals resistance or supply and demand, but it's also based on the economy itself. People keep forgetting that it's on the economy itself. It's not just a little design. If you just focus on a design means nothing to people. You know, people in a bank or everything, they don't look at a design and be like, I should sell all my money. No, there's a logical reason for everything. Okay? For us, the design is an understanding of a behavior pattern. We use the design as a behavior pattern to understand, every time he does this, he does something. So we try to understand his behavior, but it doesn't mean he's going to always do that. So remember that when you're trading technicals, it's not so strong. So you need additional information. So I don't like fundamentals. I don't watch the news because it throws me off guard. So what I do is I use fundamentals this way, using correlation to get an idea, to be on top of fundamentals without going into fundamentals. Does that make sense? So I can be on top of the news and everything, and I can follow the money in reality rather than what some news anchor is blabbing across for an hour and I don't understand anything he's saying. And then the next news anchor is saying the opposite just to make a nice debate. You're going to be sitting there like, okay, I don't know what to do, you know? So it's so confusing. All right. So then if that's all the questions, I think we'll leave it at that. Again, thank you all for those who have joined the Fast Track course, did the Fast Track course. Hopefully it's useful. ForexWatchers membership is closed for now. There is no spots, but I believe we will have some towards the end of the month. So maybe the next webinar we will look at it. Yeah, talking about next webinar. What do you guys want to do next webinar? What do you guys like? Use the NFP prediction strategy, timing entries. We did timing last time. How did you guys do on timing? Last webinar, I gave you guys, there was a bunch of names of people that I called out for timing. Did you guys practice timing? Supply and demand. We did supply and demand on the last webinar, so that's on ForexWatchers, Nalin. Julie Mackey, we did timing also on the last webinar, so that's on ForexWatchers as well. London breakout, tried no success. Entry continuation, trend reversals, V formations, supported resistance. Let's do candlestick patterns. We'll do candlestick patterns. Not the traditional candlestick patterns. Candlestick patterns my way. If you don't mind. We're not going to be doing dojis and all that weird stuff. We'll do candlestick patterns the way it's meant to be. The correct way. Okay, trend line strategies. We'll do that the following webinar. How about that? Fibonacci. I don't use Fibonacci, but I can teach it. It's no problem. Live trades we currently do with only ForexWatchers members. So, Victor, I don't know if I can do that in public. I believe my members will be very angry with me if I do it live in public. In Japan, early October, I want to shake your hand. Yeah, I'm going to be there in Japan towards the end of October. Around the 20th or 21st, I will land in Tokyo. Okay, Inobong, how much does it take to be a premium member? You can go to I believe the Elite page. Where is it? ForexWatchers. Wait, what's the website? You have to get onto the waiting list if you're not already on the waiting list. Let me open it up for you here. Because once the room fills up, we don't let anyone in, and we're actually a real company that says we can't let anyone in, even if they want to get in, we don't let them in. So yeah, just get onto the waiting list. The prices are here. Pricing. Planning to come to Singapore? Yeah. I will be coming to Singapore. I think next year. You're like, when? Are you gonna tell me or not? Yeah, I think next year. Okay, we'll get that fixed. I don't know what it is. It's free. Yeah, I believe the pricings are 1,500 for 3 months, 3,000 for 6 months, and so on and so forth. But yeah, I personally I would love to meet all of you guys myself too. You know, like I travel a lot and I do my best to actually visit people in person. I don't know if you guys showed you guys this last time. Sorry, you guys can still see my screen? Okay, those of you who want to get onto the waiting list or something, just get in touch with info at ForexWatchers. If you have any questions regarding joining and fees and stuff, just ask there. They'll take care of you, and they're pretty quick at responding. Pictures, here we go. So I like to meet a lot of you guys in person. These are the members at ForexWatchers. A lot of them have personally trained with me in one-on-one, either in Bangkok or Cyprus or London. What other places? Canada. So yeah, we meet them in person. A lot of them come back 2, 3. I think one person came back 4 times. So there is no requirement. Well, yes, there is a requirement. The requirement is you must at least understand some of the basics, the way we teach the basics, such as the fast track course. If you notice, the fast track course is completely different from the traditional education on the internet. If you understand that education, if it makes sense to you, if you start to see it in a different light, then coming into ForexWatchers is going to open up your horizon a little bit more. But if you are very reluctant to that information, then ForexWatchers won't help you. It won't work. And the next thing is you have to be very hardworking. You know, I as much as I want to say, oh yeah, come in 30 days, we'll make you a professional trader. I can't say that because that's not possible. It's impossible. So those of you who are thinking it's a get-rich-quick scheme, it's not. It's extremely hard work. But it's hard work that we provide the support to, and we say we're going to take you through it. We're going to guide you every step of the way. We're going to watch your emotions. It's not just your trading. We have to watch your emotions because a lot of this plays a role. You know, how you think, how you process things. What's your wording like in your posts? Are you saying stuff like, I'm not sure what's going to happen? Are you saying stuff like, I'm definitely sure what's going to happen? We watch these wordings as well. We keep track of everything. So there's a lot of effort we put into each of our students. So some of these guys, so for example, Sabrina, she's from the Philippines. She's been around for, I believe, a year and a half now. Mark's been around for, I think, 3-4 years. He used to be an old school guy from Urban Forex doing pro trading strategy. Then he switched over to ForexWatchers. Andrew's he's done like 3 one-on-ones with me or 2 one-on-ones with me. Dan's been around since the inception of ForexWatchers. So these members, once they come, they stay. They're there in for the long run, and you can see it takes dedication. Is it possible to make $16,000 with the $8,000 account? It's a tough one. It's a tough question to ask. You can make a lot more. I'm gonna put it that way. You can make a lot more, but I'm not gonna stick to that story because it will throw you the wrong impression. Okay? In a month. Yeah, it's possible in a month. How long will you be in San Diego? 4 days. Steve. Your name is Steve/San Diego. I'll be there for 4 days. I will be there on 21st. I will land. September 21st, I will land. I will be there until the 25th. I will leave. Okay, I'm going there for a Brendan Butchard seminar. So I will be downtown. I think I'm staying at the Marriott over there, downtown. So if you're in the area, I'd love to meet up. In fact, Andrew, one of the members at ForexWatchers, he's also going to be with me. So if you're in the area, you can come meet both of us. Okay, Paresh, strategy. What strategy do you recommend? I recommend you can use any strategy you want, but I recommend keeping your mind open to whatever comes at you and you attack that information based on your knowledge. Does that make sense? A strategy gives you a very finite way of looking at things, like A plus B is equal to C. And I'm trying to I made all my strategies as very dynamic as possible, but it's still A plus B is equal to C. I want you guys to start thinking, if A plus C happens, what do I do? If A plus D happens, what do I do? You need to be able to look at it and be like, I believe this is the next step to be taken because of I've seen this before. Stuff like that. So you have to use your knowledge to the best of your ability. Chris, no, that's not bad at all. But that's very good, but there's one thing wrong with that. If you do not recap those trades, it will be a loss. If you learn from that trade and you analyze it and you try to understand how could I have done this better, what price action things did I notice happened, then you actually become better day by day. I would recommend recording yourself in a video. We call that post analysis at ForexWatchers. We do a lot of post analysis. If there's no post analysis, that person is in trouble by me. There has to be post analysis. Also, so yeah, I will also be in London again this year. So those of you who are in London, it will be good to catch up once again. Is it okay to rely on more than one strategy? Yes. Yes. Ireland, no plans yet. But Iceland, maybe I will be coming. Pip milking strategy is not loading on the website. Oh, is it? I will write this stuff down. Live seminars. Here's the thing. If you can put together, a team of 5 to 10 people. In fact, I'll have my staff look into that. If we can put together 5 to 10 people, I don't mind doing instead of a one-on-one, doing a private session for 5 or 10 individuals in certain cities. Okay, we'll do it for 3 days or something like that. We'll just tackle and do as much as we can. So London is a big place where we have a lot of members. New York is a big place. Chicago is a big place, and Singapore is the next big place. So San Diego session. Well, come meet me, Steve. We can go over some stuff. Toronto's a big place as well. I came to Toronto last time. We did a seminar there for FX Street. Maybe Toronto again. I'll probably come to Toronto next month, or sometimes this month. Let's see. I'm in Montreal, just a drive away. So Toronto. Where's Toronto? Here's Toronto. So CMC sponsored it. We did Toronto. Okay, we have 10 people group, Fayaz, in Maldives. Okay. Sure. Is it good to have a lot of strategy, or just one or two, or just around two? Just around two. But it's good to learn from many strategies, as long as they're price action. Enobong, which broker do you use? I use Swiss Quotes, and I also use Interactive Brokers. Anyone in Toronto for grouping? Yeah. I'll send out messages, mass messages for those who are in Toronto, because we have addresses of people as well on who's in what city. So we can send out specific emails to those people. No, I don't use FX Pro anymore because I'm doing more. I guess I need more precision on my execution. FX Pro is still good, don't get me wrong. I just don't use it for my account size. No, I've been away from FXCM for a very, very long time. USA customers. In fact, Darsh Singh, if you were to take my advice on this, as my personal opinion actually, not my advice. If you're gonna be getting a broker do not go offshore from the US. Do not go offshore and get a broker in London or Cyprus or something. Get your broker in the US. The lowering of the leverage is actually very helpful. If a government increases the leverage and the government allows it, you can automatically understand that government does not care for you. The fact that the US government's lowered their leverage, it actually, for the first time, I'm proud of the US government. They're actually trying to take care of their people. So be proud, open up an account in the US somewhere. Use FXCM if you have to in the US. There's a lot more strict regulations now. They're cracking down on everything, so you'll be better off there and safer. Okay. Nishi, hi Naveen, I have serious questions. What is the best way which method most traders use to analyze? Maybe Nishi, drop an email to info@forexwatchers.com, and you can CC me if you want, Naveen@forexwatchers.com, and then let's see whichever one can reply back to you soon, because it looks like that's a lot of information to cover. Can you suggest me a good book on analysis that goes beyond the fast track course? Trading in the Zone. I think you guys will like Trading in the Zone. Maybe you want to use that guy by Mark Douglas, but it's more psychology. Holland. I come to Netherlands. I'm coming to Netherlands this year. And my friend, Armo, our staff lives in Netherlands in Maastricht. So I go there to visit him. So Holland should be quite easy. Naveen, you should write a book. I'm sure it's going to be a New York bestseller. I will try. Can you drop the email again here? Okay, so info@forexwatchers.com is the email for those who want to ask about the elite community, blah, 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 or the pricing. This is my email address for those who have very specific questions that they think only I can answer. I would like to travel and trade for a living, hoping you can help. Absolutely. One good way to start is do not trade smaller time frames. If you want to trade for a living by traveling also, trade higher time frames. You go to Asia but skip Australia. Are you scared of the spiders and snakes or kangaroos or free to ride? We'll come to Australia as well. In fact, our member Dev is from there. He's one of my senior traders. He is in Melbourne, I think. Melbourne. This guy, let me show you. If you spot him on the street, stalk him, ask him every question you can, because he's good. Where is he? Let me find you the picture. Where is he? This fella here. This is in my condo in Bangkok. This guy. If you spot him, we call him Dragon Warrior or Poe. He's good. He trades a higher time frame. In fact, now he's managing a fund of over $1 million. He runs a fund out there. He's managing that. He's doing quite well for himself. So, all right, guys. Anyways, the webinar has gone on too long. Anyways, Chris, it was good to see you. It was good to see all of you guys. I'm gonna cut it short now. Thank you all for attending. We will meet again next time. Fred, higher time frame, 4 hours or daily and onwards. Yes. Thanks again for attending. I'm so glad all of you guys are still here and still listening. Thank you so much for staying around. Until next time, take care. Bye for now.